Day 3, the mind. 1 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 16, the Passion Translation. For who has ever intimately known the mind of the Lord Yahweh well enough to become his counselor? Christ has, and we possess Christ's perceptions. You know, like we said yesterday, only Christ was qualified to know the mind of God, to be able to give counsel to the Lord. In the same way, we understand that Abraham was able to negotiate with God when he wanted to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. And he was able to counsel with God, such that God eventually listened and saved a few people from that city before destroying it. Now, the Bible tells us that that seed of Abraham, Christ, is the one that is qualified, knows the mind of the Lord well enough to become his counselor. You and I have that Christ residing on our inside. Daughter of God, Christ is alive in you. And so, therefore, you possess the same perceptions of Christ. Now, the Bible tells us in Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 2 that you are ensnared by the words of your mouth. You are caught by the words of your lips. So now let us begin to speak what we want to be caught by. That we have the mind of Christ. I have the mind of Christ. I have the mind of Christ. The mind of Christ walks in me and through me. The mind of Christ manifests through me. I have the mind of Christ. I have the mind of Christ concerning my marriage. I am a wise woman. I am a wise wife because I have the mind of Christ. Because I have the mind of Christ, I know what to do. I know when to speak. I know when to be quiet. I know what to do per time. Because I have the mind of Christ, I understand my seasons and my times. Because I have the mind of Christ, I am not in error and I do not walk in confusion. Because I have the mind of Christ, I know what is on the mind of God concerning situations and matters before me. I know what is on the mind of God. I know the counsel of God to me. I know the counsel of God to people around me. I have the mind of Christ. It is settled. It is real. This is my reality. I have the mind of Christ. I possess the perceptions of Christ. So I respond to situations like Christ would respond. I assess situations like Christ will assess them. I have the mind of Christ. I am not moved by what I see or do not see because I have the mind of Christ. And I operate on that realm, in that realm of the mind of Christ. I have the mind of Christ. Daughter of God, daughter of Zion, go and win again today. Amen.